Hi, stamping friends. It's Marilyn here with Stamping Creations with Marilyn. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada, and here to welcome you today to another card making session. I'm not sure if you have gathered supplies to make along with me, but hopefully you'll watch and enjoy what I'm doing and then maybe do the same thing and share with me on my Facebook page. Before I switch you down to show you how I'm going to do it, and also I have a couple draws to make from the last two Facebook Lives for some winners who shared and commented. I love having you do that, so if you want to do that, I would really appreciate it. So first of all, I would like to share what's happening with Stampin' Up! Right now is bonus days, and what that is from now until August 4th, I believe it is, 3rd or 4th, every $60 that you spend, I'm talking Canadian, you will receive a certificate for $6. And those you can spend from August 4th or 5th, wherever the cutoff is there, to the end of August. And that will include the new holiday catalog that is going to start on August 4th. So lots of amazing new things in that catalog. And I'm sure you'd love to have some of them in your cabinet. So that, and also happening now over on my Facebook business page, I'll just switch back to me for a minute, is my retired stamp sale. And I have uploaded just over 100 different items on that Facebook business page where it says shop. And I'm not sure how Facebook does it, but they have to be processed, approved, something like that. And not all of them have made it through that system yet. But there are some in there, and otherwise you can see them on my blog, which you should be able to find the link to, and if not, send me a message and I will certainly share that with you. So would love to have you do some shopping there. I am going to have a night, July 22nd, it's a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. I will be showing what's left of the stamp sets and talking about them, and you have a chance there to bid on them. Well, not bid on them, but to say you'd like them. So I will remind you of that later on. So now I'm going to switch you down to the desk, which you should see there. And I have draws to make for, see if you can see this. This card I'm going to send to someone who commented on my Facebook Live on July 2nd. Yes, didn't get much done last week, so I have to make this work. I'm going to go my way through these names, and this one is going to win that card, and that is Faye. So congratulations, Faye. That will be in the mail to you. Also on July 2nd, I had two people share my post, my video, and the winner of that is going to get one of the cards we made that day or similar, and these Dynarore enamel shapes. So they are self-adhesive shapes that looks like you've got pretty peacock, gold olive, not sure what pink that is, it's not listed on there. Anyway, those will be coming to one of you two people, and ta-da! That winner is Bonnie. Congratulations, Bonnie. Then, also did a Facebook Live on July 7th. So for that one, that was this particular card we made where we stamped on the glimmer paper. And I have comments in here. If I only had 1 week, I would have used this tin totally. But so the winner of that comment is Bonnie. You're just raking in the prizes, Bonnie. And for the shares in that one, whoa, again, just two people, and honest, I'm not looking. The share in that one goes to Rhonda, and you will be getting a card as well as the glitter enamel dots. So I think that catches me up for prizes. So there's always something that you have a chance of winning if you comment or share my Facebook Live after it's done. Or I don't know, maybe you can even share it while it's happening. I'm not sure how that works. But the other thing to mention, if you're shopping in Canada and would like to shop through my site and your order is under $200, I would appreciate you using my host code. So I think that's all the kind of business admin things today. I would like to now share the card that I'm going to make with you. You can see, try and hold it where it isn't glaring. Check my lights out here before I started, should have. It is done with the new In Good Taste stamp set, which, well, sweet, but it has Tasteful Touches stamp set. So you can see all of the different designs I'm using. This, just with different colors and whatever. I have used a piece of the designer paper from In Good Taste designer paper, and this is just amazing paper. It looks like tiles. Reminds me of old brick, and it looks like it should be dimensional, but it actually is paper, so it's not. So that particular stamp set also comes with a matching coordinating die set, which is Tasteful Labels dies, and you get all of these, and some of them have just an embossed edge, some of them have a stitched edge, and they all cut out like that. So lots of different possibilities with that. So we'll get started. So for making my card today, I have Night of Navy, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. So that will make my standard card base. And I like to use the bone folder on my piercing mat to help it lay flatter. Then I have a 5.25 by 4 DSP, and I've chose one that looks like colored plaster, I would call it. And I'm going to do some stamping on that one before I put it on. On the inside of the card, I'm just using my Whisper White cardstock, again at 5.25 by 4, and I have stamped the flower and cut it out, so you can see, with just a stitched edge from one of those dies in the set. So that's going to go on the inside. And look at what the other side of that paper looks like. Many, many choices, obviously. And for the greeting, I have just roughly a 4 by 3 piece of white cardstock to stamp on. So I will first of all share my stamping on the designer paper. And I am using, for this background layer, is just this stamp from the set, and I'm going to use it full strength. Looks like I used stamped off on the other one, but anyway, so just a bit of background with that. Doesn't matter, you can use it stamped off or not. Then for the branches, I definitely did not stamp it off because I wanted them to stand out. And absolutely love how you can stamp on the designer paper and it still looks amazing. Then for my greeting, I did stamp off. So stamp off is just take it, stamp it, and then stamp your paper. So stamp on recycle paper, the back of your last kid's drawing that they did for you, whatever works for you, and something that you're not going to keep. You hear weird noises happening. There's lots of wind here in Spruce Grove today, and I am in the basement, so you don't normally hear a lot of it, but I am hearing it now. So, my words. I will stamp the words then, and almost do them any direction for this. So because this is a scrap, then I would take and figure out which die piece I want, and except I've got them all. This is the one that will work. I cut it out like that, and that's going to give you your stitched edge. And because I'm using my Big Shot on the table when I'm videotaping, it creates a lot of bouncing and whatever. I have already done that. So this is my piece that is going to go on there. And I've seen how the flower stamps. So I have the flower. I do have it stamped, but I am going to cut it and just chat to you while I do it. Unfortunately, for those of us who aren't very good at cutting, this does not have a die cut, but it's a fairly big flower and doesn't take too long to just kind of zip in and out and around the edges. If you were making a lot of these, you know, for me, it's something that I would do with my feet up watching TV or something at the end of the day. And found that if you go and leave just a bit of white around your image, it doesn't show your cutting imperfections near as much. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I presume that you can just noticed I maybe wasn't quite in the camera there. Some of that. And on my card there, I did cut out the one flower. You could certainly do 2 or 3, whatever your heart desires. But as you may recall in the beginning, I showed you the piece that I am going to put on the inside. I did cut with one of the die cut that comes with it. So it looks good as well. So I will add this to the inside of the card. And I'm using the new, oops, don't do that, as I say. Stamp and Seal, which is our new adhesive that replaced snail. So when I do my layers, I most all of the time, do not adhere them until I've done my stamping, just in case. And I like that place just there. Then I have the front layer, so that will just go on what I call flat. Whoops, that wasn't a very good move. Whatever I did there. Still getting used to this. It does stick very well, though. I like the adhesiveness, is that a word, of that. So if you're watching, I'd love to hear where you're watching from, whether it's the replay or the live. And this at the beginning. Please share whatever you're making, whether it's now or if you do it later. Love to see what other people do. So this layer is one that I have cut, and it just did the embossing around it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'm going to use tape runner for that. And I want my background images that I did showing. And then I'm going to use dimensionals to put my greeting on. How many of you use this very edge of your dimensionals? Like when you have a sheet of this, you have edges. Don't throw those out. Those are just as sticky as the actual dimensionals. I go along and cut them in little pieces so I can use every last bit. And like I say, they stick just as well as your big ones. That's a coming new package. So then I will put that there. Now when I go to put this on, because I've already got this on dimensionals, I don't need dimensionals on that part, but I do on this part. So I am going to put good memory, just a little short. I want that. I want another layer. And then along the top edge, so that it sticks on my, I'm just going to use my liquid glue. Peel these off. I do have some other samples made with this set. So I can feel that just along the edges there, so I'm just going to slide it about like that. So there is the basis of our card. And then, notice on there I did use an elegant faceted gem. And these, we have clear, I'm going to call those champagne or white. And on this particular one, I used the white. No, maybe I used the clear. Okay, this one, I'm going to try this little guy. And it looks like you could just add a bit of sparkle right there. So that is our card for today. Using in the camera, using designer paper is a great way to do something quick and easy. You can see that there is a little stamping because we all love to stamp, but it certainly doesn't have to be lots of stamping, and you can use the designer paper, fills it in greatly there still. So those are the cards that I've done with the Night of Navy. Here's another one that I did with the brown tones from that package of paper again, and used some of the die cuts from Forever Greenery. And the ribbon is that velvet kind of ribbon. It's new this year. Here's another one using that paper that I received as a swap. And it looks like it should be raised, but it's not. It's smooth paper. Gorgeous colors. Here's another one done with the Night of Navy. The same background paper that I used there, but with a touch of pink. And the flowers are touched with pink and a sponge dauber. And the background is a new embossing folder we have. And here, the flower is stamped on the inside. So that's a double fold there. And this one, another one where the flower has been cut out, but it also has a new embossing folder we have. It has heat embossing here and here, a bit of designer paper, a bit of ribbon, more heat embossing, and faceted gems there. So many options for doing your cards, and again, something on the inside of it. So hopefully you enjoyed the card making today. Hopefully you made along with me. And if you did or if you didn't and would share later, I would love to see it. So I'm going to just switch you back to say goodbye for now. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Plan on doing this each week to share some new ideas with you. You know what? There's one other card I do want to show you. I'm going to switch back to the camera for a minute. Recently, I attended a class where we made a double slider card. What do you think of this? Isn't that just amazing? So I am going to attempt it myself. I did this one, of course, with somebody almost right beside me, and it does work really well. And I do have the instructions, and looks like I made it for a left-handed person, but that's okay. I know some of those. So really I need, this is the peony die cut set, which is in the current catalog. I do not have that, but it was quite neat to see how it all went together. It just slips in behind, and then some of the peony paper. So I will attempt to maybe show you how to do that at some point. Won't necessarily be next week, but maybe, who knows? It'll be in the future. So thanks again for joining me, and please comment, please share. Love to have that visibility and get that out there, and I will put your name in a draw for next week. And retired products, like I mentioned, if you would look on my website or on my Facebook business page, you'll find lots of those. I'm willing to get rid of them at half price or less so that I can get lots of new things out of the new catalogs. So thanks for joining me, and we will chat with you next time. Do take care.